Faith is a weird thing in the Souls series. Dark Souls 1, there was very few offensive miracles and it was mainly support. Dark Souls 2 took the offensive aspect of it and just blew it up. And Dark Souls 3 kind of continued that, but with a little less leaning more to like what Dark Souls 1 did. So today we're going to basically explore the opportunities of doing an offensive faith only run of Dark Souls 1. To start this run, we name our character Loxus. Comment if you know where that name is from. We pick the cleric and the master key for our two main starts. The master key is probably one of the most important things that we could select with this because it allows us to access miracles without killing any bosses with after the asylum demon. I wake up from my nap and light the first bonfire and grab my useless weapon and I run past this wannabe archer and jump to the fog and talk to Oscar. I get violated by this hollow and I grab my first of two talismans and I start the fight with the asylum demon. I switch to my mace because I don't want to stand here and punch the asylum demon to death for 2.5 hours. And it's my run and it hasn't started yet. I then ride the Velka Express to the lands of the lords. I see no tree here. Never mind. I'm going to be leveling faith, attunement, and health for this. And to get that, I'm going to walk around and get some of these poppable souls to get me the levels I need. I run past Barry the Black Knight, and I run past Andre because you can't upgrade the magic catalyst except for pyromancy in DS1. I light this bonfire and pop some poppable souls to level. I get this key for later purpose. I get jumped by rats. My hand gets broken on this hollow shield. I squeeze past this hollow just to get knifed in the back by him and his buddy. I take a roller coaster ride from the boar. Getting past this guy was harder than doing the Anor Londo archers. I then break another limb kicking down this ladder. And after all of that, I make it to the proper area. I level. I then open this gate and then start running around collecting more consumable souls. I join the Warriors of Sunlight and get the first attacking miracle. Let's do some damage testing. Okay then, we talk to Solaire, the Sun Boy. I'm genuinely surprised that I pulled this cast off. More faith, more power. I summon Solaire for some jolly cooperation. I've never seen Solaire do this before. He just vaults up there, and from up there, he can't get hurt, and he can't help attack, which is nice for the gargoyles, because then he can't die. Let's see how much damage this does. a third of their health bar in one singular cast. With this damage, this playthrough is not going to be too difficult. I'm not foreshadowing. What are you talking about? One veil down, one more to go. I waste some souls here. And I have no idea where Loudtrack is. I was planning on getting some sunlight metal. I travel down and get the shortcut to the alleyways. I'm going to run into an issue with Capra Demon. Check it out. I got locked out of casting because I was not able to poise enough. So we go to the Moonlight Butterfly to get more souls. Lightning Spear is great against the butterfly because I can cast from the bridge and not have to wait for it to land, which makes an easy boss even easier. Ring collected. This Hydra hides in ring that will help us in one fight later on, and it is the Dusk Crown ring. I have acquired Poise. This is the stone armor, probably one of the coolest looking sets in this game, and look how little damage all those are doing. I'm back, Capra. Knock me out of this. After Capra, I decide to buy Homeward and Force, and look up talismans. To the catacombs! This is why I bought Force. This specific moment right. Leroy I summoned so he can deal with the wheelie skeletons. I have no idea where he's going in this. He's all the way back there trying to cast Force. This game's AI is incredibly intelligent, as you can see. Hello, joke. I mean, Pinwheel. Hello, Pinwheel. Got the camera. Nobody sees that. Nobody sees that. Take a guess on which mask Pinwheel dropped. This is where the Dust Crown Ring will become useful in the Gaping Dragon fight. just watch this section. I actually ran out of lightning casts because I did not have enough casts. I was kind of hoping I could heal Solaire, but I don't have the miracle for that yet. So I had to restart the fight and use the Dust Crown Ring to give myself enough casts to kill the Gaping Dragon. I summoned Solaire once again to aid me. Patches then kicks me in the back. I grabbed some extra goodies and then force Vince and Nico off the cliffs and go back to Rhea and buy Wrath of the Gods. Back past the Hydra, there will be the Antiquated set that is extremely important for what we're doing. Time for Hell. I wonder how many people have died going up and down Blight Town, just trying to get to the damn bottom. If you have arachnophobia, I suggest looking away, because that is a big spider. Between Wrath of the Gods and my lightning, Quelaag goes down in one try. I ring the second bell of awakening. Since Funhouse, what idiot would get hit by that? Cut the camera. Cut the camera. The Iron Golem is a physically defensive powerhouse, but luckily for us in this run, we don't use pure physical. We do lightning damage. I think that is the most damage I've ever done to the Iron Golem in a single hit. The only problem with doing casts only on Iron Golem is you can't see the funny cutscene of him falling over. That's it. That's the only downside for this fight. How can these demons even pick me up with the armor I'm wearing? I'm so fat and heavy. Anor Londo, City of the Gods. Let's go cause some chaos in the name of the eldest son of Gwyn. The Rafters, the part of Anor Londo that Iron Tarkus couldn't conquer. Force and Wrath of the Gods is really funny on this part because you just knock the Painting Guardians off and giggle to yourself as they fall. Down we go. And here we get the Ring of the Firstborn. This ring boosts miracles, so we will end up doing more damage. The Anor Londo archers. They used to give me issues until I figured out that if you approach them a certain way, then it's easy. Just rush this Anor Londo archer, and, well, he switches the sword, and you can knock him off with force. And with these sunlight metals, these are the last three to get my upgraded next spell, Great Lightning Spear. Oh, and S, probably the most infamous boss of DS1. This one is a possible mess. As you can see, Ornstein takes a load of damage from everything but the lightning. And then the main issue with Super Smo is that damn hammer. I'll let the boss fight play and just chill and watch. Smo's main issue is his hammer will block my lightning bolts as if he had a shield. In the end, he falls like all the rest. I get the Lord Vessel and take the Velka Express once again. It's the stray demon fight, there's nothing special here to watch. I did not forget the doll. I have a big bowl for my big cereal. Let's go to the DLC by getting the Broken Pendant in the library. The Sanctuary Guardian is the first boss of this area. I'm just gonna let you watch my first attempt at this, because it does not go well. Yeah, heavy roll for this is not it. Montage time! Time for Artorias of the Abyss. This boss is my favorite in the original Dark Souls 1 DLC. He's fast, he's aggressive, and he hits like a truck. And when you're using normal swords, it feels like this dangerous dance where it only ends when one of you dies, and there's no pause or hesitation in what he does. And well, when you're using a build that requires at least a little bit of distance, he is always in your face the entirety of the fight. And then this tends to happen. Attempt 2 goes a little better. These bosses in the DLC have huge amounts of elemental resistances, and that is essentially all the damage that I'm doing. So I have to watch my casts for Artorias and Manus, who is next. Well, damn it. Artorias in 4 attempts. After Artorias, I decided to go meet with the Daughter of Chaos. I did this to unlock the Izalith shortcut. Now, we already have Great Lightning Spear due to grinding for Sunlight Metals in online, but this will allow me to save Solaire while getting the Sunlight Maggot to use in the Tomb of the Giants later on instead of the Lantern. Now, this is still an all bosses run, so I still will be killing the other bosses that you could potentially skip with the Isolus shortcut skip. The next boss we're going to do is Ceaseless Discharge. I don't want to kill him because I really like his lore. He is the eldest of the Chaos children, but he is in our way, so. With this kind of setup, we don't need to make Ceaseless Discharge fall. We just hit him from wherever we want. Once we get to the shortcut, we have two hopes. One, that it actually opens, and B, that Solaire is not there. Solaire is there, we've done his quest wrong. Thankfully, Solaire is not here, and we kill the Sunlight Maggot that corrupts him in his storyline. Time for the final version of the Asylum Demon, the eldest triplet, as I like to call them. My lightning cleanses all that it touches. I then go back to the archives. Why I'm bouncing around like this when I was playing this, I have no idea. Because I played it and then I'm voicing over it. I have no idea why I bounced around so much. I bounced around so much, I lost track of what footage goes where. I make it through the library, and as I enter this hallway, I will see the most beautiful night ever. Mr. Shiny takes 2 casts, 1 Wrath of the Gods, and 1 Lightning Spear. I take my mandatory death from Seath Scalus, and I wake up in prison, where I will get my final talisman of this run. Luckily, Wrath of the Gods does reach the serpent, unlike every other bow run ever. After searching the cells, I finally find my friend Rhea, hollowed and in the prison. I end her suffering. Sorry the way of white failed you in such a way, Rhea. And with that, we get the Ivory Talisman, her talisman, which, other than the Dark Moon Talisman and the Sunlight Talisman from Solaire, is the best talisman you can get. This one and Solaire's are tied for second place when it comes to talismans in Dark Souls 1. And with this final piece of the puzzle, I will skip towards the other 4 Lord Souls that I have yet to collect. After that boss rush, Manus was the one that killed me the most, other than the Witch of Izalith. Those two were the most that I struggled with out of all the bosses before Gwyn. Yes, I summoned for Manus because I wanted to summon Sif. I love using Sif for this fight. It feels like a rounding of Artorias' story for me, so I really enjoy summoning. One more boss is left. Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder, is the last boss we have to face off with this build. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with like Manus and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this last little bit of me suffering. So I forgot to record the last little bit of me actually defeating Gwyn. So what's popping up on screen right now is, I guess, video proof of me turning in Gwyn's soul for Sunlight Spear, which is the final miracle that I would have been using this run. So if you enjoyed this video of my run of doing miracles only in Dark Souls 1. Like, subscribe, and comment what you want me to do next if you want to see me do anything else.